Finnegan, and I'm playing Jennifer.
I'm Rachel Ware, and I'll be playing Betty.
I'm Anna Sarah, and I'm playing Lydia.
I'm John Love, and I'll be playing Chris.
I'm Anthony Giuliano, and I'll be playing John.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hi there. I'm sure you're wondering what's going on. I can assure you it's not as it first appears. I know a butler, a gun, a body lying on the floor. You may have even heard gunshots earlier. Yes, he was murdered, but it was someone else who shot him. Perhaps I should better explain. You see, while the course of events ended here only moments ago, it began hours before. Others had all been called here to meet with Mr. Walters. This is his house. By the way, that's Mr. Walters over there. This is rather complex. I think it would be best if I just take you back and let you see the course of events yourself. I could never do the story justice in my own words. So imagine it's now earlier this evening, and as I said, others have all been called here to meet with Mr. Walters, and oh dear, Mr. Walters. Mr. Walters! Steve! You need to get up.
I'm supposed to be dead.
I know, but these people came here to see a story unfold, and we can't very well show the events of how you were murdered with you lying on the floor dead.
But I've been shot.
No, see, it's earlier now. You won't be shot for some time yet.
Do you really think it'll be okay? They won't be upset if a dead man suddenly stands up and walks away?
They'll understand. They came to see a story unfold, not to watch you lie on the floor. So go ahead and get up.
I wasn't really prepared for this. I was expecting to be dead.
I know, but it's for the best.
So what do I do now?
To start, just wait in the other room.
I sure hope you know what you're doing.
So do I. As I was saying, others had all been called here to meet with Mr. Walters. This is Betty Dupree, an old flame of Mr. Walters. She still intends to marry him, but not for the right reasons. And here is Jennifer Jones, Mr. Walters' business partner. Lydia Comfrey, Mr. Walters' current fiancée. He loves her, and she loves his money. And lastly, there's Preston Lavender, Lydia's friend. Well, there you have it. You've met everyone. And with that, I give you the murder of Stephen Walters.
How should I know why we're here? You're his business partner, and you're his fiancée.
Will you two quit your bickering?
And I certainly don't know why you're here.
Because I was the future Mrs. Walters long before you ever came into the picture.
Is the key word there?
Ladies, please.
Must you bring him everywhere?
I was invited just like you.
Yeah, I bet you were.
As you may have gathered, these folks don't exactly get along. They never have. To be perfectly honest, they're not the easiest of people to get along with.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
The audience?
That's just great. Go ahead and spoil the illusion.
I'm simply trying
You're ruining the story.
You've broken our pace.
I'm acting as the narrator, just as I'm supposed to.
I suppose you actually be telling them how it ends?
They know how it ends.
What?
They know how it ends.
Then what's the point? This is supposed to be a mystery? How much mystery can there be if they know how it ends?
While it's true they know how it ends, they don't know who did it, only that it was done.
Isn't that a big part of the mystery?
It can be, but in this case, the real mystery is who, not how.
And they don't mind knowing the end up front?
They're still here, aren't they?
That guy in the third row has shifted in his seat 3 times already.
I think they're about to bolt.
They won't bolt if we just stick to the script and keep the story moving ahead.
So it's our fault now?
Let's just get back to the script, okay? Thank you. As I was saying, there's no great love shared amongst any of these folks. To put it bluntly, they hate each other. But in that hate is the one common thread that brings them here today. As much as they may despise each other, they all hate Stephen Walters even more.
You know, I'm just not so sure about this whole you talking to the audience thing. I just don't understand it.
It's been done for thousands of years. It's called an aside.
What?
An aside. Theoretically, when I'm speaking to the audience, you aren't supposed to hear me.
That's silly. We're right here. How can we help but hear you?
You don't understand. Of course you can hear me, but you're supposed to go on as though you can't. The aside is an opportunity for me, as the narrator, to speak directly with the audience. It's as though I'm having a personal conversation with each member of the audience. Shakespeare uses asides all the time. It's like the chorus in the ancient Greek plays.
But this isn't a musical.
Just because there's a chorus doesn't mean it's a musical.
Why would they have a chorus?
That's what I'm trying to explain.
Then get on with it. We've got a story to tell here.
Right. Story. Where were we?
We're about to explain the purpose of this course.
I meant this story, remember? The murder and all?
Well, I, for one, don't think I can continue until you explain this whole chorus business and that aside thing you keep pulling.
I'll have to second that one.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to hear you guys were talking about.
Oh, good heavens. What about the audience?
They've already paid their money. How did they know this isn't the story they came to see anyway?
Because we already told them it was a murder mystery.
Oh, yeah, but I still want to know what the chorus is for if it's not for singing.
Folks, please bear with us for just a moment. I promise this won't be but a minute, and we'll get right back to our story. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
As I was saying, I will often speak to the audience as the story moves along, much like the ancient Greeks did in their plays thousands of years ago. But there, they most often used what is known as a chorus.
But they didn't sing.
They may have in some cases, but they didn't have to. It wasn't the delivery that was important, it was the message. It would depend on the story, but what's important to understand now, and how this relates to the asides you've witnessed today, is why the chorus was there in the first place.
And why were they there?
First and foremost, to help the story move ahead.
Why not just let the characters tell the story through dialogue?
They probably could, but when a story is very complex, it would take hour after hour just to set the stage for the events about to happen. But if someone, or a group of people, a chorus, were to fill in some of the background and details as the story moves along, then the audience gets all the facts, and the most important parts of the story can be played out on the stage through dialogue.
I don't get it.
The chorus, or in this case, a narrator, provides details and explanations that may not be readily apparent to the audience, but are still important to the understanding of the story as a whole.
But John, why do you keep talking to the audience?
To help the story move ahead.
It seems like a way for you to get some extra lines and try to upstage us all.
It's nothing like that. Everything I say has been carefully crafted by the playwright. Every line, stage direction, and aside has been thought out and written down. And in order for the story to work, it must be followed precisely.
But you do seem to have a lot of lines, and a lot of your speeches are even leaning towards soliloquies.
That isn't true.
No? Then why is it that your lines are coming up every other time, yet we all have to play round robin?
I don't know. I'm just an actor doing my lines as written. If you have a problem with the quantity and occurrence of your lines, you can take it up with the writer.
Maybe you already did, and that's why you have all the good lines.
This is too ridiculous. We have a story to tell, and I think it would be best if we got back to it.
You know, that's easy for you to say, what with having the leading role and all.
I don't have the leading role.
Oh no? Then who knows?
Well, I would say it's Steve. Steve is the lead, but he's dead.
Not yet, he isn't.
Yeah, not yet, I'm not.
But he will be, and he hardly has any lines.
Yes, what about that? I have more lines than Steve.
Quantity of lines is not the only factor in making the lead character.
Now what are you talking about?
The number of lines spoken is not the only criteria for calling someone the lead character.
Then what is?
The lead character is the one who gives all the other characters a reason to be here.
This is way too technical. I'm bored.
Okay. We've gotten way off track. I think it would be best if we got back on track and try to entertain the audience to the best of our abilities. Remember, every part is important to the story as a whole, no matter how large or how small.
Is that a shot at me?
No, I'm simply trying to get the story back on track and at the same time appease to your delicate actor egos.
Oh. Okay then.
May I continue?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're all okay with me being the narrator and speaking to the audience of sides?
I guess
Yes.
Thank you. Actors. Where was I? Okay, as I was saying, there's no great love shared amongst any of these folks, and they had all been called here for reasons yet unknown.
But I know why.
What are you doing?
I felt it my responsibility to interject and draw attention to myself, being the star and all.
The star. Now I've heard it all. Next thing you know, you'll be telling us that the only reason these people are here is to see you.
But that is the reason.
That's it. That is it.
People, please, just calm down, Lydia, and you get off the stage. May I get you? May I get you anything? May I get you anything?
Are you talking to them or us?
To you! I am the butler, after all.
Right. No, I'm fine.
Anyone else?
No. I think I'd like a root beer.
What?
I'd like a root beer.
You're supposed to say no.
How's that?
When I say anyone else, you're supposed to say no.
I am?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
But I'm actually thirsty.
Ugh.
What?
You need to get with it, Jennifer. We do have a story to tell after all.
But I really am thirsty.
You know, so am I.
People.
Yeah, me too.
People.
Now that you mention it, I'm kind of thirsty.
People.
You know I'm thirsty too, John.
People! What are you doing?
You asked if we wanted anything and we said no.
As you should.
But we actually are thirsty.
But you're not supposed to be. It's not part of the script.
Oh, really? And what has been part of the script so far?
I really don't think this is the time nor the place to get into that. We must finish telling our story.
Are you going to get us anything to drink?
No! I am not going to get you anything to drink. But what I am going to do is try my best to keep this story moving along no matter what the rest of you try to do.
John's right. We have to get back on track.
And with that, I shall go.
I believe that's your cue.
What? My cue? Oh, right, of course. But before you go, why has Steve called us here tonight?
I am only the butler, and to that I do not know.
But as the narrator,
To that I cannot say.
We've been waiting 10 minutes now, and Steve still isn't here. I wonder if it's one of his practical jokes and he isn't here at all.
He wouldn't. He might. He loves to make us suffer and show that he has control over every one of us.
well, he certainly doesn't control me.
I don't even know why you're here, dear.
I'm here because Steve wishes me to be here, dear. And truth be told, I think it's for more than just my presence.
What was
What?
that?
What do you mean?
That little comment just now.
What was that all about?
Well, yes. I was trying one of those asides like John was doing.
Good heavens, this whole play has become one big farce. We might as well all walk around the stage incessantly babbling for 50 more minutes and then send these kind people home.
What a spoil sport you are. I think you're jealous.
Jealous. Of what?
Of my superior acting and ad-libbing ability that I've used to carry you and the rest of the cast through this play.
You've got to be kidding.
I've seen you, all of you, look at me in awe.
If that's short for awful, then you're right.
Why, you,
More superior ad-libbing, I see.
all right. Now apologize.
I won't.
Make him apologize.
Apologize yourself. Freeze! This is the police. I've got you all covered.
Please? You're not even a cop.
I just always wanted to say that. Oh, brother, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
How's that?
Whoa, come on, guys. Let's just all put our guns down, all right? It's just a play, that's all. I mean, seriously, you guys, you'll have so much to live for. It's not...
Well, this is where you came in. The gunshots, the body falling, the butler with a gun. With a little mystery, a little suspense, and a little humor, this has been the murder of Stephen Walters. We thank you so much for coming here to share our story with you this evening. We hope you, as the audience, have enjoyed your time here as much as we, the actors, have enjoyed you. Thank you so very much for coming, and have a great night.